I'm sorry, the four of us staying in a single is not an option.
You think, Marty? I'm glad that higher education is really paying off for you.
I could try to call you a cab, take you to one of those fancy hotels down in the quarter, or they might have rooms.
Our car broke down. We need to stay here.
Sir, I can't sleep in the same room with the three of these people.
One of these people is your wife.
Now, you see, I need my own room. And, money's no object. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You have an executive suite.
No, sir.
Do you have a roadhouse? Do you have a guest house? Do you have an outhouse? No. Do you have anything that passes for luxury?
This is the only room available, sir. Take it or leave it.
Hey, Cole. It's me again, just making sure that I didn't miss any of your phone calls. I'm in the coffee house, and I know that sometimes I get weird reception here, so you're probably really busy rewriting your paper. Just call me as soon as you get this, okay? Bye.
So I ask you, what is the point of having a cell phone if you never answer it?
I didn't get your calls.
Right. 4 times.
No, I mean it. They should build a cell tower on this roof. I spent enough money buying lattes here. They can afford it. So what's wrong? Why are you here?
I wanted to make sure that Langston got back to the group home before curfew.
Yeah, Marco drove over there like a half hour ago.
Oh. Good.
You're really getting into this whole mom thing, aren't you?
Well, I have to. I've applied to be her foster mother, and what with your parents out of town, I'm in full charge of you and Jack. And by the way, there are gonna have to be some changes made.
Gosh, Sarah, you must be so proud bringing a con manager date. First time back to the ranch since Grandpa died. Really shows a lot of respect.
You know what, Natalie? If you ever shut that big mouth of yours.
Wow. We're definitely in Texas.
We're here, Asa. We're home.
This can't be the only hotel in the area.
Used to be more. A lot didn't reopen after Katrina.
Maybe we could ask around. I'm sure that there must be something else available.
Doubt it.
What are we gonna do?
Well, have fun playing footsie.
What? Where are you going?
I'm going down to the bar and see if anybody down there needs some extra margarita money in exchange for their room.
Well, find 3.
You're on your own.
It's a big bed.
I want the 3 of you to get something straight, all right? Jared is here at Sarah's invitation, and Sarah has as much status in this family as you do.
Okay, but...
Now, you let me finish, all right? For Renee's sake, I want you to be civil to her guest.
Sarah's not being civil. She brought Jared just to make us crazy.
She knows all about our problems with Jared. And I don't, because you have chosen not to discuss it with me.
Because we're grown-ups, Dad. We can handle this ourselves.
Then you start acting like grown-ups, all right? I can't even believe that we are having this conversation. And in case you haven't noticed, just being back in this house is causing Renee to feel Ace's loss all over again.
Me too, I guess.
Yeah, me too.
And on school nights, there are to be no phone calls after 10:30 p.m.
What?
And on the weekends, there's got to be a curfew.
What's with the crackdown all of a sudden? It used to be the cool aunt. You'd let us stay up and watch old movies and eat pizza on the couch as long as we put a cloth down.
I'm still the cool aunt.
Well, then why are you acting weird all of a sudden?
I'm behaving the way parents behave. Looking after you, showing my concern.
Okay, well, I know that you're concerned, but you knew I was going to be here. You know that I do my homework, and if you were really looking for Langston, could have called her cell phone. So what's up?
Would you like another latte?
Did my dad do something to you? Did you have a run-in with Aunt Vicky?
Actually, I haven't heard from either of your parents, and as for Vicky, she's still damaging the reputation of Americans by being in Paris.
Okay, well then if it's not my dad and it's not Aunt Vicky, then it's your love life, huh? You blew it with Clint?
And this is where Asa and I always had our afternoon cocktails. 5 o'clock sharp and whiskey only. House rules.
So, are you sorry you came yet?
Are you kidding me? I spent the last 2 years sleeping with convicts. Shotguns and whiskey are a walk in the park. Besides, I enjoy the company.
You know, Matthew, I think that rifle on the right, that's the one that Asa used to get his first buck.
I think that's the one in the trophy room. This one was for shooting rustlers. You can tell because it only has one notch. Grandpa only had to shoot one rustler. After that, word got around town that you don't mess with Asa Buchanan.
How do you know that?
Dad told me last time we were down there.
You know, Matthew, Bo wasn't here this time. But this place is in his blood.
Hey, Renee, who's this guy in the picture?
Oh, that's Chuck Wilson.
The best damn...
Hey.
The best darn ranch hand south of the Mason-Dixon.
And a damn good friend.
That's some pretty high praise coming from this family. Welcome home, Buchanans. It's good to have you back.
One Life to Live on ABC, brought to you by Lysol All-Purpose Cleaner with 4-in-1 action. Disinfect to protect.
Mr. Chuck Wilson III. Oh, what a sight for sore eyes.
Break me off a piece of that.
Well, I'm gonna have to be a regular visitor down here.
Oh, Miss Renee, I can't tell you how upset everyone here's been since the passing of Mr. Buchanan. He was a fine man and a hero to us all. We miss him.
Chuck, good to see you. We all miss him. He was a true original, and you know that. Everybody, listen up. This is Chuck Wilson III, and his granddaddy ran this ranch for, God, what, 30 years?
Yeah, yes, sir. And it was his privilege and pleasure to do so.
I hear you may be taking over the reins.
We'll see about that, but in the meantime, I am at your disposal for as long as you all decide to stay. And that goes for you too, Mr. Bartholomew Smythe. I miss that accent of yours.
I thank you, Mr. Wilson, but I can assure you I can look out for myself.
Yeah, well, I know y'all can be in Buchanans and all, but just the same, whatever you need, I'm your man.
Hear that?
You all must be worn out from your trip, so I'll just get up on out of here and let you all relax.
No, I won't hear of that. You're going to stick around and meet everybody here that you don't know.
Well, if you're sure you don't mind, maybe I will.
Come on, give it up.
There's nothing to give.
So you and Clint are good.
Clint and I are great.
You know what, we should call the barista over here with some water. Your pants are on fire. Like all over. And Torian, liar, liar, pants on fire. Do you get it?
Wait a minute. I do not need you to explain that expression to me. Thank you. And I don't need to explain my relationship with Clint to you. I really resent being patronized by a teenager.
Okay, fine. You don't have to tell me the story. I know I hate it when I get the 3rd degree from my parents just because I don't smile 24/7.
They ask because they care.
I know that, and that's why I'm not mean to them when I walk in the door and they ask me how my day was, and all I want to do is veg out on the couch. And I care too, so that's why I was asking.
Thank you, Star. I really appreciate that.
Well, I appreciate everything you've been doing for Langston recently. And usually you're always helping everyone else, and it seems like you never need any help, but if you do, you know who to call.
Are we really gonna do this?
For a break from your husband, I'd pay Satan for a corner of hell right now.
You can always sleep in the car.
Oh, God. I knew we probably should have made out while we were in Chicago. Then I'd probably, share the bed with you. Right?
Hold that thought.
You got any cots? $15 extra, but I'm all out at the moment. Busy night.
All right, you got your money. You can go. Give me a pillow. I'll sleep on the floor. You guys can have the bed.
Why don't you make Blair sleep in the tub?
Hey, where'd you get that sandwich?
So you got yourself a room.
Yeah, probably paid a little more for it than you did for yours. But there's this librarian down at the bar. Bribed her. Easiest thing I did all week.
Now give me the key.
Oh, I paid for both those things, the key and the sandwich.
I'm going to ask you again, and consider this. I support the death penalty.
I tell you, you know how to make a man feel unloved. I thought you and I meant more to each other than this.
I think you're fantastic. All right? I'll even give you a choice of roommates. Me or Blair.
Well, now, Blair.
Good choice. We leave in the morning. Don't keep me waiting.
Guess it's just you and me.
I guess we could sleep in shifts.
Last time I saw you, you were about 5 feet tall, and you were at the fair roping calves, and all little girls were following you around.
And I saw you and Clint win that two-step competition at that very same fair, which, I will have you know, inspired me to learn how to dance. When he spun you around and I saw the look on your face, I mean, I knew I had to learn how to do that.
Yeah, well, that wasn't Clint. That was actually Bo that was dancing with me, but...
Oh, man. I apologize.
No, that's okay. That's okay. You just show me your moves, and we'll call it even.
Anytime.
All right.
All right. We gotta move on here. All right, Chuck, this is my daughter, Jessica, and her husband, Nash. I'm sorry. This is my granddaughter, Sarah.
Pleased to meet you.
You too.
Oh, I didn't get your name.
Well, it's just Sarah's friend.
Jared Banks. And this is my daughter, Natalie.
Miss Natalie. Now, how is it I've never seen your pretty face around here before?
Well, I guess I just didn't know what I was missing.
Well, I'd be happy to show you around. It's a clear night. I'm not sure which constellations are which, but I'd be happy to make some up to entertain you.
Well, Chuck, I would love to be entertained by you.
Your powers of observation are even more powerful than most grown-ups. Really, your mother has never asked me a single question about my relationship with Clint.
That's because you always make it seem like everything's perfect.
Okay, we are having some problems right now, but nothing that can't be worked out.
But you seem really bummed out.
We had a fight a couple of weeks ago. It still hasn't been resolved.
You've been fighting ever since?
Okay, fight's maybe too strong a word. We're mature adults. We don't really fight.
Okay, well then what's the problem? And remember, I'm asking because I care.
Right, okay. Clint feels that I'm spending so much time worrying about Langston that I'm not devoting enough time to him.
And he's mad about that?
He's going through a difficult time right now, what with his father dying, and he wanted me to go with him to Texas for the reading of the will. But what with your parents out of town and the situation with Langston becoming critical, well, I had to send him off alone.
And he didn't understand that?
It's nothing that I can't fix once he gets back. All right? Can we not talk about this anymore?
Yeah, sure. Well, I'm kind of in a mood right now.
Why?
Because Cole was supposed to meet us here, and when I called him, he gave me this story about how his computer crashed, and I don't know, I can't get in touch with him, and it's going right to voicemail.
Oh, do you feel he's being less than truthful?
I don't know. I just want him to know that I'm worried about him, and I care, you know.
Oh, I know.
Well, get up and help me put these sheets on. No complaining.
You sound a little annoyed.
Well, come on. You were going to put me in that room with John and Marty?
Oh, I was kidding. I was kidding. You think I'm going to make you sleep with them?
You know, you say the only way you're going to get your son, help me, get your son is to get married, well, I marry you, you get thrown in jail, I bail you out, and then I'm get stuck traveling with a woman that I cannot even stand to go look for a son that you had with another woman who tried to kill me. And what do? Oh, come on, Blair, you sleep in the tub, okay?
I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
No, I am. I'm not thinking straight. I've been on the road with John McBain, who, as you can tell, is not the most pleasant of traveling companions. I mean, do you realize the entire time I've never seen him smile? And what is this? Every time he's got his hands on his hips like this. What is that?
You know what? You're lucky that John is around. Maybe it's your only shot at finding your son. Have you ever thought about that? And come to think of it, he's the reason that you're alive, so why don't you give him a break? You're putting it on wrong.
Are you in love with John?
Oh, I knew you were going to find out. I knew you would. Yeah, I am. I'm in love with John.
That's okay, so am I. He's so heroic. You know, when he looks at me with those piercing blue eyes.
I'm here for you, Todd, okay? And stop treating me like I'm some nagging wife, please.
I know you're here to help. I'm sorry.
Yes, I am.
I know I'm taking it out on you. This whole chase across the country for my kid, it's just taking the last ounce of my sanity away. And you're paying the price. I'm sorry.
Todd, you were going to find your son. You will.
Well, I thought I was. When we got into town, I swear to God, I thought we were close. Then McBrain wrecked the car, and now we're back where we started. I gotta go back on the road with some guy that I don't like. I don't trust him. Can't bribe him.
You're not back where you started, okay? You got me down here, and you can trust me. All right? Here, put the pillowcases on. Get the blanket.
Who's taking care of the kids, by the way?
Dorian?
Great.
I think she can handle taking care of the kids for a couple of days.
She's probably making Jack sip his juice with one pinky in the air, you know? Teaching Star how to drive a man crazy. 10 easy lessons.
She is not that bad. Stop.
She is that bad. I'll tell you why. I've got 10 text messages from Jack since I left. 10. I miss you, Dad. When are you coming home, Dad? I don't know how. Why can't we get a maid to do this? I can't do it.
I'll do it.
You know, I just feel terrible because here I am looking for some kid that I don't know, so I can bring Star and Jack a brother they don't know. And meanwhile, I'm missing their lives. I mean, the two kids that I can't be a father to, I'm leaving behind.
What are you thinking, Todd?
I don't know, I'm thinking maybe I should just let this stuff go. Maybe I should go home and be a father to the kids I already have.
All right, Wendell, thanks. I'll get it from you when I see you. Okay. Tow truck driver's got my cell phone.
Well, that's good. You know, you don't have to do all the driving.
I'm not letting Manning drive my car.
No, I mean, I'd be happy to take a shift.
That's nice of you, but it's a nightmare. You saw what happened earlier.
Yes, well, I have lived through worse. I taught Cole how to drive a stick shift.
Well, if you're driving, who's gonna pry my hands from Manning's neck? I mean, that's what you came down here for, wasn't it?
It's one of the reasons.
Get some rest. There's nothing more we can do tonight.
Do you really think we're gonna find Marcy here?
It's a good lead.
But I mean, if she has this network of people in place helping her evade the authorities, I mean, what makes you think this isn't all, part of her plan?
I know she was in that bar in Georgia.
How?
I looked right at her.
One Life to Live will continue in a moment here on ABC.
Chuck, I would love to go on a walk with you tonight, but I put in a full day before we flew here, and I'm kind of beat.
This place is mighty pretty at first light.
Well, Grandpa always said it was the best time to see the ranch first thing in the morning.
Then I'll pick you up at 6.
Sounds good.
Okay, Kiddo, I think it's time for us to hit the sack. We've already had a big day.
All right, everybody, here's the schedule. Tomorrow, the attorney's going to be here at noon, and they're going to read the will right then.
Okay. Miss Renee, you need anything, I'm your man.
Thank you, Chuck.
If there's anything that I can do for any of you, just let me know.
Natalie, is there anything that you need?
Yeah, actually a set of earplugs. You know, because your room's right across the hall from mine, and we all know how loud you snore. Anyway, I'm going up. You?
All right.
Yes. Good night, Dad.
Good night, honey. I'll see you both at breakfast, I hope.
Night.
All right, good night, brother. Night, Nash.
Hey. Get some sleep, okay?
Thank you, sweetheart. Got a lot of memories to keep me company. Good night. Good night. Jared, I am putting you in one of Ace's favorite rooms. There's a picture of a bobcat on the wall that he killed. That poor critter tried to sneak a steak right off of Ace's grill.
Well, thank you for everything. And I'll see you in the morning.
You know where to find me.
I hope Jessica and Natalie aren't giving you too much trouble over Jared.
Don't worry, Grandpa. They think they are, but they are failing miserably.
You don't want Cole to think that you're whiny or clingy, do you?
Well, it's not whiny or clingy to let a guy know how you miss him or that you can't wait to see him, right?
No, I suppose not.
I mean, how else would he know that you're thinking about him?
True. You know, for a kid from a family that a lot of people would say was dysfunctional, you have a great deal of wisdom.
Right. Sure, I have all the answers.
More than you know.
So what are you gonna do? Just go home and let Marcy win?
Well, this giant chase is just wearing me down, and I miss the kids.
Well, Todd, they miss you too. And they're expecting you to walk through the door with their new baby brother. What are you going to say to them when you walk in empty-handed?
I'll say that I did what I thought was best for them, that I let him go.
Oh, and kids, they'll just forget he ever really existed.
Well, they never really knew him to begin with. Not as a brother, anyway.
Well, what about us, Todd? We go back home, we get a divorce. I think this would probably be our quickest marriage. You go back to the penthouse, I stay at Dorian's, and we just have some kind of knockdown, drag-out custody battle. Is that what you want?
No. I'm through making the kids pay for my mistakes.
If you walk out on this child, Todd, you're going to be hurting Jack and Star more than you ever hurt them before.
How? I'd be doing it for them.
What are you talking about? You know what you'd be telling them? If you walked out on Tommy, you'd be telling Jack and Star that, you know what, I could do that to you too. And I tell you this much, I'm not going to let that happen.
You saw Marcy at that bar and didn't tell Todd.
The whole point of my being here is to keep him under control and arrange for the safe handover of Tommy. There was no way that was going to happen last night. To top everything else, the feds were in the bar. This guy Ramsey, you know, he's a real jerk, flashing his gun around, threatening people.
So what, he would have put Marcy in prison or worse?
For running away with a little boy she thinks is her own.
You're right not to say anything.
We're on Marcy's trail, that's all Manny needs to know.
So if the same situation happens here again, will you let her go?
Marcy and Tommy are my only priority. To that extent, we need to get ahead of Ramsey and stay ahead of him. Then we can pick our moment.
It just seems there should be some way to get him pulled off the case.
When I quit the Bureau, I burned a lot of bridges. Brass wasn't real happy with me to begin with.
Yeah, but someone in authority must see that the way he is running this case is dangerous.
The only reason Ramsey's involved in this is to stick it to me.
You make it sound like it's personal.
For Ramsey, it is.
What am I missing?
I was engaged once to Caitlin. Ramsey was in love with her, too. He blames me for her death.
I'm in.
So?
So what?
So Chuck Wilson III, that's what? What do you think?
He's nice.
Nice. Natalie, he's sex on a stick. And don't tell me you didn't see how he was looking at you.
Sort of noticed that.
So I think you should get yourself some.
Yeah, that would go over real well. Having a little thing with the trusted ranch hand, night before Grandpa's will reading. Not that hard up.
Well, I think this might change your mind. Hi, Natalie. I found it in the bedroom. Nice abs, huh?
My.
So how should we set this up? What, make a late night distress phone call? Chuck, there's a spider in my room. Come get it out.
Yeah, no, we're not gonna set up anything.
What?
We're going straight to sleep.
Why?
Because I'm tired.
Okay, first you turned down a moonlit walk with him, and now you won't make the moves on him at all? What, are you waiting for some other guy to show up with abs of steel?
No. Why would you think that?
You are. Who is it?
Good night.
No,
Jessica.
Natalie, who is it?
Good night.
What? Sorry.
You scared me.
Sorry.
Oh, my word. Well, that settles it. We are both disturbed.
How so?
Well, I mean, my God, look at us. Here we are in Texas, beautiful countryside, horses, cattle, steer, and we're both working.
You know, except for a minor surgical procedure, cattle and steers are the same.
Really? Well, see? I would have known that if I wasn't so busy reviewing precedents.
Well, I welcome the work. Keeps my mind off of things.
Anything in particular?
This battle brewing with the girls and missing Pa.
Yeah. He's everywhere, isn't he?
There's a memory in every part of this ranch. Oh. Are you up for the night?
Yeah, unfortunately, I've got a lot to do.
Me too, and so I welcome the company. I've got a pretty long night ahead of me, and I was thinking that I might put on a fresh pot of coffee. Is caffeinated all right with you?
Is there any other kind?
I'll be back.
Oh, Clint! 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 Oh, oh. Hi, Dorian.
Nora? I'm sorry. I had no idea.
I don't really talk about it.
Do you want to tell me what happened?
I was investigating a serial killer. And I seriously misjudged the situation. Caitlin was killed because of it.
I'm sorry. And if I know you, you are still trying to atone for it.
Look, I only told you to explain why Ramsey's hunting Marcy the way he is.
Okay, well, if Ramsey has this personal grudge against you, it is even more of a reason to get him thrown off the case. So, I mean, why haven't you gone to the FBI?
I don't want to drag Caitlin into this. I don't want to drag her family into it. I don't want to do it. And even if I did, it wouldn't work. I quit the Bureau to become a cop. In their eyes, that's kind of like quitting the Yankees to go play for Boston. I created the situation that got Caitlin killed. And I'm responsible for creating the situation that's got Marcy on the run, but Marcy's not going to end up like Caitlin. And I can still make this work for Michael and his family.
What happens to Michael and Marcy is up to them. Look, all you can do is bring her and Tommy home safely.
Tommy goes back to Landview no matter what.
And what about Marcy?
I find them and I let her go.
Every time you have come back from the dead, you did it for your kids. You even floated across the ocean on a stupid raft made of sticks to be with your kids. You got yourself stabbed. You got yourself thrown in jail. You got yourself married.
Yeah.
All for your kids. All for that little boy. You went through all of that. Now you're just ready to let him go?
Star. Hey, kiddo. Is everything okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I just wanted to hear your voice.
Yeah, I miss you guys.
We miss you too. How's the search going?
Not so hot.
You'll find him, Dad. I know it.
You think?
Well, you found me when I ran away, and then you found Jack, too. When it comes to tracking down your kids, you're an old pro.
Thank you.
Can I talk to her? I want to ask her something.
Hold on. Your mom wants to talk to you.
Hey, everything okay?
You're keeping an eye on Dad, right?
I'm doing my best.
We'll give him a kick in the ass if he needs it.
Yeah, well, I've been known to do that. Listen, how's Langston?
Did you say anything to Dad about that yet?
No, actually, I haven't had the opportunity.
Well, it's probably a good thing because you're out of the running.
What?
The agency nixed your application to be Langston's foster parent because you weren't there for the surprise home visit this afternoon.
No, that can't happen. I tell you what, can you get me the number for child services?
No, Mom, it's okay. Dorian applied in your place, and I really think it's gonna work out.
Well, I'll tell you what, you just have Dorian call me first thing in the morning, all right, sweetie? And just don't worry, Dorian, and please don't fight with your brother, okay?
I won't. I love you.
I love you too, sweetie.
What's that about child services?
Well, first thing, tell me, what are we doing? We staying or are we going home?
We're staying. So what's going on with Dorian?
Well, there's a chance that she might become Langston's foster mom.
I thought Langston had parents.
Well, it turns out she doesn't. And I kind of volunteered us, but after your little barroom brawl, it's not happening.
I'm calling for Clint. Is he there?
Yes, he is. He just went to the kitchen to make us a pot of coffee because we're both up working late. Let me go get him for you. Which I would do if I knew where the kitchen was. I don't know where it is in this house. It's so big. I don't suppose you know. Can I take a message?
No message.
Well, you know what? If you want to hold on, I know he'll be right back.
No, thank you. Don't even tell him I called.
You looking for me?
I can't imagine how hard this must be for you.
He's my brother.
Yeah, that's something we have in common. We both feel we have to be perfect for the people we care about. And when the rest of the world just doesn't quite line up with what we want, we betray everything that we think is right for the sake of the people we love.
You don't seem to do that.
Yes, I do. Cole is my life, and I am keeping a very terrible secret from him.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
His father. My husband.
You
know what you went through because Patrick was murdered too.
That's pretty cool what you tried to do for Langston.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought I'd have to really try to convince you.
No, it's Star's best friend. I would have done the same thing. You might have run it by me, though. You know, by the way, Todd, I've invited another child to come live with us. Something like that.
Okay. I will next time. I mean, you know, if you're around.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Hey?
Hey, what?
Thanks.
Okay. You know, sometimes you just need a little kick in the ass.
I don't know about that.
I do.
But I'm glad you didn't listen to me. Glad you stayed.
That's what really good wives do.
Stay tuned for scenes from the next One Life to Live.
On the next One Life to Live.
Look at me. Do I look pregnant?
You wanted me to kiss you, Sparky. Be honest.
You can tell me anything you want.
Do we really want to do this?
No, do we?
Watch weekdays on ABC, weeknights on Soap.